In this episode,
you got to know he's able to run and walk, and that was the thing that he hated most, was that he couldn't run, right? He wanted to run
in a
like
wheelchair.
He wants to acknowledge the abuse in the second marriage towards you. Nobody would believe it, and he wants to acknowledge it, and that you need to let that story go. There's a feminine side that you didn't get a chance because he didn't condone it in you. He didn't let that come out in you, and that's the best part of you, and he says it's his fault. He is saying that just how everybody kind of got left by the wayside, right? So, and that he's acknowledging how you got your security in spite of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever since I was little, I had a strange and uncanny ability to know things about people. But when I was 19, I was the victim of violence, and I had a really strange out-of-body experience. The worst day of my life became the best day because it left me with an ability to help others in a really deep and meaningful way. I'm able to connect and communicate and share messages from our loved ones who've passed on and are part of spirit now. And it's all about hope, healing, forgiveness, and most of all, love. I'm Colette Baron-Reid, and I'm here to share messages from spirit. Here's the picture that I have. I have somebody from this side of the room in a neck brace, and somebody who has passed. I'm looking at complete spinal problems, This is definitely, you belong together, the two of you?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your son and your grandson?
Nephew.
Nephew, okay. Sprinkles on the cookies, what does that mean?
Well, we used to do cupcakes.
Sprinkling them all
Yeah.
the time. Okay,
Yeah.
so this would have been, would he be about 9?
He was 12.
So what happened at 9 that started all of this? Or
Nothing
what does
that I can think
September
of.
mean to
His
him?
birthday.
He still shows that there's a degeneration of some kind, like degenerative, very quick.
Yes.
Words are degenerative, and body, like armor and all this stuff, right? So, and quick.
Yes.
And the letter P.
His last name starts with a P.
The P, okay, so it's from the P. And was his hand the only thing that worked?
Yes.
And he wanted to throw balls and stuff like that. So he really couldn't be a kid anymore. So he's just showing everything just went on him. Did you have to unplug him? Because he's showing that you did the right thing. He's like, he's showing, oh my God, give me a Kleenex, please. Somebody give me a Kleenex. Yeah, he's like, you did the right thing. You did the right thing, and you waited. You waited. You waited. He was there. Why does he keep looking at, now he wants to talk about tomatoes. Did you bring him tomatoes at the end? He's showing me tomatoes and red. Does that make I don't know why he's showing me a tomato garden now. Oh my gosh, please, like, just stick to the topic. He wants to, I think he just wants to, oh, does his father go bright red in the face?
Oh my God.
Is this correct?
Yes.
Like a tomato. Yes, he says when Dad's going to see this, he's going to go red like a tomato. That's it. And he's going to be really freaked out. So your son is talking like a kid. He's showing me the tomato face, not yours. It's his father's. All right, and that he had the tomato face when he passed. That's it. He's like saying that's the last thing he saw. You guys, you got to know he's able to run and walk, and that was the thing that he hated most, was that he couldn't run, right? He wanted to run
in a
like,
wheelchair.
right. And did you call him Dennis the Menace? Because did he have like he's showing me like
No.
this thing on the back of his head. What is like a cowlick, or does his hair go round
Yes,
and
he
round?
did. He had a cowlick in the back.
Yes, like
And
Dennis
I used
the
to
Menace.
always tease him.
Like this, yes, I'm going like this with my fingers. He's just showing me things for you to remember, and it's never okay for a mother to lose her child. It's not possible for me to ever understand the grief, but he is in such joy right now, and he wants you and his dad to get along better. Do you understand this? You guys are really at odds right now, and he's like, he feels it's his fault, and it should, I know, they know it isn't, right? But I just want to say that his passing was a big deal to the two of you. This is something that stood between you. You understand this? I don't want to stand between you. I don't want to stand between you. That's what he's saying. So he knows it's not his fault, but his passing made your relationship very, very difficult.
Yes.
They always want us to heal. It's going to be up to you to make it work or not work, right? But I think he's definitely showing me a tomato face in an ice cube. So it's like your husband's turned to ice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. He needs help to thaw. And it may need counseling or something. It may not be, or coaching. It may not be you that can do that. But your son is showing his father is stuck in an ice cube. And he's saying it's because of what happened. He's afraid to feel. He thinks his grief's going to kill him.
Okay.
Pay attention to your husband. He's in a lot of pain.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Having a reading from Colette was heart-wrenching, to say the least, but I knew exactly that it was my son that was speaking through her, because the details that she was saying were so unique and so specific to me and to him that I knew it was coming from him. Such as the neck brace and the functioning of the hand. He only did work and function with the one hand, and that's how he would communicate his wants and desires with his hand. So I knew right away she was talking to me. I haven't per se communicated with him, but I speak to him on a daily basis with hopes that he'll communicate to me. So, and that was one of the questions that I had asked him is he happy? And I just need to know that he is okay due to the fact that he could not walk. She specifically said that he's running and walking, so that answered my question, and it made me feel better, for sure. It gives me closure. It really does.
Coming up, Sharon is asked to let go of the pain.
And your dad is saying you need to take all that back. Now, at this time in your life, you have to finally look at all that and say, I am not that person.
In this reading, Sharon connects to her father.
Oh, I've got back a sinus problem. Okay, why am I getting my nose is feeling like, oh, I'm getting a cocaine addict. I get it. This is your father?
Yeah.
This is a cocaine addict for real, for off the charts. Criminal elements he's showing me too, that really tough. And he's saying that he was like this for a long time, and there was gambling also.
I wouldn't know. I don't know, but I know about the cocaine. He left when I was very young, so I didn't grow up with him, but I know.
There's the stories that you would have heard from him is what he's coming through to apologize for abandoning everybody, but also for being who he was in life, because he never cleaned up his act.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely picking up somebody who died very, very painfully and in very difficult straits, and that you should have been proud of a father. That's what he wants to say for all of you, that you didn't deserve to have a father like me, is what he's saying. And your mom, she had a guy, but it wasn't a husband, the second man?
She's been married twice. Good
He's
person
showing
either.
the second father was wrong. It was
yeah.
not good.
Yeah,
Worse than him. He'd like to say that your mother had terrible taste because of him. Is she your sister or somebody close to you?
Cousin.
Okay, but you know him, right? So you knew of him or of the legend of him. He liked to say, I was a legend in my own mind.
He was.
Is what he said, right? Yeah. He wants to acknowledge the abuse in the second marriage towards you. And he wants to say that out loud, that he didn't know, and nobody would believe it, and he wants to acknowledge it, and that you need to let that story go. His message is all about the abuse. That's why he's here, is to say nobody believed it, and nobody believed you afterwards, and you were left with that story that somehow you didn't have the right to choose, that you don't have a right to say no, that you don't have a right, you have no rights. And your dad is saying you need to take all that back. Now, at this time in your life, you have to finally look at all that and say, I am not that person. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do, completely.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they love you over there.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. All right.
Up next, Monica learns there's more to life than success.
That all the success that you want in your life, all of those things that he forced on you, because that's all you think counts, is that, he says, is not going to make you happy.
In this reading, Monica connects to her father.
I feel that the person who passed with the J-O, is this person J-O?
My dad.
Your dad passed. Let's connect to him, because I feel like there's a big, huge clash between the two of you he wants to fix.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you at
Yes.
all? Okay. So this is definitely your dad. You've become quite hard, he's saying, because of him. It's still very new because it's only been 5 weeks, and so I'm just going to tell you what I connect with. He's showing me when you were a little girl, it was like you had your hands pressed against a glass wall, and you could never go out the other side of it. And it was because of him. And you were raised to be very competitive in some way as well,
I was an athlete.
but it hasn't served you. It hasn't served you because it's prevented you from getting real connected to people. And you're in a very male-dominated job.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, because he's showing me that there's all this aggressive stuff. And you are this incredible healer is what he wants to call you, right? So, but you have to temper that. There's a feminine side that you didn't get a chance because he didn't condone it in you. He didn't let that come out in you. And that's the best part of you. And he says it's his fault. And that's what he wants to apologize for, because right till the end, he was that go, 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 go kind of guy. And he said he gave you the wrong advice. Does that make sense to you at all?
Perfectly.
Yeah. You are very lovable, and he's claiming that he never let you think that because you would never, ever be enough, ever.
Wow.
You got to know you're enough right now, that all the success that you want in your life, all of those things that he forced on you, because that's all you think counts, is that, he says, is not going to make you happy. Just be. And he wanted to tell you that when he passed and couldn't, because that meant everything that he had done for you in his mind would have been a lie. But now he's saying, you need to know how he recognizes now that was not what he should have done for you, that he should have loved you more, told you how beautiful you were more, told you that if you didn't want to go, you didn't have to. He forced you into long, hard hours when you really could have been playing with your friends.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And he passed suddenly, very, very suddenly.
He didn't even think he died. I don't think he thought he died, actually. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You understand this?
Yeah,
It's kind of like he felt like a very alive person and just went, oops, what was that? And so, I don't think he figured that out for a bit. You like things strong and hard, but truthfully, what's best for you is soft and gentle. And he just wants to acknowledge that side of you is how you're going to be most successful, is to remember that side that you were forced to ignore your whole life is the side that's going to make you successful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Literally since the next day, he started coming through in the exact areas where I always wanted him to be, and started filling in those little holes that he left unfilled, because it felt like, he kept his health condition a secret. I didn't know. and we haven't talked for the last year much, very, very little. So I actually thought, because he was so tough on me all the time, that he was just getting even worse. And I just stepped back as well. So in a way, we missed almost the entire last year. And even, he didn't even let me know that he was sick. It was someone else that let me know. And I had this question of how come he didn't let me know? And I guess the whole experience with Colette just let me hear that he was aware of the areas where I needed him. And he was very well aware of how he made things more tough to me than it was supposed to. And that's where I feel like this has been a very nice, comforting experience.
Still ahead, Wendy's father comes through with a message of love.
For your other sister, you get to be loved too. That's the message for her. You get to be loved too. You get to let it in.
Yeah. She always felt unloved.
In this reading, Wendy connects to her father.
Who did this all the time? Somebody who passed away, big schnoz, constantly tweaking their nose. This guy had a lot of hair in his nose too. He had a very, like, it really was kind of gross, I have to say, and he was always grabbing his nose. Did he have hair out of his nose,
Well,
and did he have a
not
problem
the
with his
hair,
back,
but
and did he go
yeah,
to
he
the
did have
side all the
back
time?
issues.
And did he walk a little bit to the side, and did he have to lean on stuff all the time?
Well, he had a cane.
And did his pants
didn't
fall down
drink.
all the time, and he wear them up high? Is this your dad?
Suspenders.
Yeah, he did.
He's definitely looking like his pants were going to fall down. So if he wore suspenders, then, and he was an alcoholic.
Yes, he
This
was.
guy is saying to me, no, I was really an alcoholic. I just wanted to say that. Because he was in big denial in life, and he
yeah.
smelt really bad, and he collected newspapers.
At the end, he did.
Well, he's showing me smelly things in his house, like he didn't air it or...
Oh. Well, he was a smoker, so
Oh,
it
smelly
did-
things in the house, of course. It
it
smelled
did. The
bad, right?
apartment-
I would think it smelled bad. Okay,
Yeah,
so because
it-
I
and
always say,
did
oh
too.
my God. And
We
it's
went in and cleaned it after
great.
he died.
You have 3 siblings? Or are you one of 3?
I'm one of 5.
3 and 2?
Yeah, it's 3 and 2.
3
There's
and 2,
3
sorry.
older, and then there's
And
2
2
younger. So
surprise
there
ones.
was there's
Complete
a
different.
gap in the middle.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. It's 3 and 2. So
Yeah.
you're the 3 more dysfunctional ones. He's saying.
I am.
No, the
not me.
older ones. No,
Oh,
you're the normal one.
Oh, thank you.
You're the sane one, he says.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
are in recovery, or you recovered yourself, or you stopped behaving like a maniac when you were in your teens or something? So were you wild and crazy? Did you have like pink hair or something?
No, that wouldn't be me.
Which
I
one would
was
that
always
be?
sort of normal.
Who would that be?
Her mother.
Her mother. Okay, so
My sister, her mother.
there's a wild one in the bunch.
Yeah, that
he-
would be my sister.
Okay, so this would be your dad acknowledging you guys and just describing you all. I see. So you have a wild mom. You have the wild mom, and she took after him. You are artsy and interesting in the middle, but normal and grounded, and then the other one looks really straight compared to you. He's showing me
Yes.
3 different kids.
Absolutely.
How did I have these kids, he said. How did they come from me? I don't know. It's
that's
basically
right.
the comment.
Yeah.
But you all have a good sense of humor, is what he's saying.
Yes.
He was ashamed when he died. He didn't get a chance to. He wanted to make amends to her mother. He caused her a lot of trouble. So that's what he's saying. Does that make sense to her?
I don't think my mom's over his passing at all.
Okay, so the 2 of them were like, he just wants to make amends to your mother. Your mother will understand this. I don't know what he means by this, but he's saying that's very important that you tell your mother that he's acknowledging her, and because it felt like he never gave enough to you girls. Like, do you get it? He said, the younger ones got more, even though he was more dysfunctional later on. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
So he is saying that just how everybody kind of got left by the wayside, right? So, and that he's acknowledging how you got your security in spite of him.
Yeah,
and-
absolutely.
Yeah, in spite of me, he's saying
Yes,
that
in spite of
he
him.
doesn't know how you managed, because in spite of me, you made good choices right from the get-go, is what he's saying. So not because of any other reason, but the fact that you just were born to have a better life. is what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's concerned about your mom, really concerned about your mother, and he says, I don't want you to end up like me, to your mom, okay? So that's his amends to her, is don't end up like me. You need to go get help. For your other sister, you get to be loved too. That's the message for her. You get to be loved too. You get to let it in.
Yeah. She always felt unloved.
Unloved. You get to receive it. You don't have to go find it. That's what you have to tell her. You
Yeah.
just need to know it exists in you. You don't need to work for love, ever. You get that?
Yeah,
That's the
very
message.
powerful message for her.
Oh, and you kept one pair of his suspenders? Did you keep a pair of them?
Steven has them.
Yeah, maybe another
Yeah,
nephew has
because
them.
wear them in good health. Because he thinks they're the coolest thing.
Oh, yeah, right on. We did all take a piece of his clothing
Of his
after
clothing,
he died.
that's it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the
Yeah,
clothing.
we
yes.
each got something.
Yeah. Just don't wear my old socks, he says.
No, I think they were gone. They're gone.
That was just a joke. He's trying to be funny. He wasn't
Yeah.
really that funny. He
Yeah.
thought he was very funny. Anyway, thank you for letting
Yeah,
me bring
thank
him
you.
in.
My dad was very emotionally removed from his kids and the raising of his kids. My mom raised us, basically. Dad was on the road a lot, so when he came home, he would change all the rules in the house, so it always caused a lot of friction. He was very rough and regimental with us, so there was not, sometimes we walked a fine line between loving and hating him. But he was a good man. I mean, he obviously had a lot of good points too, and he taught us some valuable lessons in life. But ultimately, the drinking in the end, you know, was a problem and an issue in the family.
I communicate with loved ones who have passed in order to bring through their messages, because until we're willing to face our old stories, they'll continue to have power over us. Our loved ones want to make sure that we live our lives to the fullest. So until next time, I'm Colette Baron-Reid with Messages from Spirit.
I think that the reading where the lady's son came through, and she was, Colette even mentioned he was only able to use his hand at the end, which was bang on, gave the woman the validation she needed that this was genuinely her son. And the healing that she received, the message she got for her to help her husband heal was very profound.
She's so helpful, and I like the concepts of healing and sort of bringing people hope.